Hello, hi. This is me, Filip, again from home, and today this is number 4 of the live streams that I do, and where basically I just like work from home and then talk to the camera. Today is a different setup for me, but I think for you it's not that much of a difference. You might see me a little differently from more up top, but it doesn't matter. Today, so last 3 episodes, I guess, that it was me making a sample for for Flutter samples with the infinite list and stuff like that, and that landed and it's out there, and so you can see it. And today in the morning, as in like a half an hour ago, I posted an article to was it Medium? Yes. That actually I can show it to you right now. This article that Michael Thompson and I wrote, which basically says like, hey, null safety is really happening. It's now in technical preview, and you can experiment with it. It's not stable or anything like that, but and we hope to launch it in stable by the end of the year for sure. So we for sure hope to all right, so there's a bunch of things that you might want to read. It's kind of like we wrote the article as a very kind of skimming on the surface introduction of what it actually gives you, or what it means for you to have null safety in Dart, and what it means to have sound null safety in Dart, which is something that is not many people know there's a difference. I don't know. So that said, I thought that for this stream I would just go and take one of my projects on pub, so one of packages, Dart packages, and just try to convert them to null safety. And I should say this is not something that I expect to just throw away this work afterwards. I just want to go through the hoops and make sure that I understand what's involved with a larger package. I haven't done it before. Like I've converted like single lines or single files of code to null safety, but I've never done it for a package. So we'll see what's how that goes. And again, this is just experimenting with it. This is a technical preview. I'm not going to publish it, and I expect this to not end up like this work will not end up in the package when null safety finally lands, because there can be changes in null safety still until definitely at least beta, and also we'll have a migration tool. So many of the things that I will be doing today are not going to be needed to be done later, because I will just like run for the more tedious task. I will just run a migration tool again, fingers crossed. So this is mostly for y'all to see like okay, so what is null safety? How does it affect a bigger sample? And I see a bunch of comments here. So stream not null. Personally, Matush is switching between Kotlin and Dart, and nullability is the biggest pain point in Dart. And hello everyone. Cool. I hope that I'm doing all right so far. So also there's Twitter, which is great. And let's look at, so this is an example that Michael, the PM who is actually behind launching Dart null safety, this guy, he wrote a little package called Licks, and it's in the Dartlang samples repo, and it basically it calculates like readability score of any kind of text, but the main point here is it is using null safety. And I encourage you to, at some point, go to the sample CLI, the repo, and download the sample and play with it if you're adventurous and if you want to do something similar to what I'm doing now. Once again, if you read the article, you are here. Do not use null safety in production code. There's gonna be beta release and then stable release, and then you can migrate and stuff like that. But I'll migrate now because what can you do? So all right, so this is really nice, but it's already converted. So I'll close it, and I have my English words package, which is one of the most, well, it is actually pretty popular if you look at it, because it's used in one of the, right? Oh wow, so popularity is 99. Even though it's a small package, the reason is that if you go to Flutter Dev and you do the first code lab, get started, write your first app. Like I co-wrote this with Shams, but Shams wrote it and I wrote the code for it, and I didn't want people to need to do much business logic or like generating of interesting data. So I basically made this little English words package that hello. Okay. So I'm sorry about that. That's a new failure for me, and there was no sound for at least some time. Yes, lost audio, and I didn't say anything interesting. No, I think hopefully, yeah. Hopefully this is old news, because I'm sorry. This is always something. So back to that. It's cool now. Good, thank you. So yes, we are converting the English words package. I just blabbered about English words package and why I made it, and that is now done, and I just want to go to code because I haven't coded for 10 minutes now, and this is a coding stream, so you know. All right, and I should be also working. Okay. We are here. We are currently using the version 2.90.14 of Dev, which means it has null safety in it. But by default, it will not try because it's an experiment, right? So it will not do it. But to enable it in analyzer, you can of course do like dart analyze dash experiment equals nullable and then dot or something. But instead, you can also go to analysis options and do this. So if you have this key there, you just add enable experiment. And I'm not sure if strong mode is still something that we do. This is an old package. But anyway, this will work. So I'm saving. Ooh, and there we go. So I just saved, and now I see all the things that I need to fix, right? To be clear, these hopefully are not actual bugs. Some of them maybe are, but they are not. They're just in the old world. I was able to just say like, hey, this can be null or not. I don't know. In the new world of null safety, I will have to know like this is always null, and by default, because this is nullable by default, non-nullable by default, then that means I will have to say, I mean, whenever I say like random, that means it's non-nullable. It has to be provided, right? Okay. So I wonder if there's probably a reason why I didn't do this, because random isn't constant. So I have to do this, I think. Basically saying like, hey, there's a variable that I'm pretty sure people will not give me most of the time. So they can totally not give it. And this is named argument, so random. Can you see it? Can you hear me? Cool. So now I wonder. Right, yes. So I think I can do var random internal random. I don't want to spend time doing this. And this should be isn't used. What if I'm just going to see if the static analysis agrees that this can never be null, and it seems like that's correct, right? Because it's basically I'm saying, hey, either use this random, which might be null, or if it's null, this is the operator for null else, or how it's called. Or if it's null, then use this one. And we know from here, this is this is final random. It is non-null, right? Even if it wasn't final, it's non-null because unless you say so, it's always non-null. So unless you say differently, it's non-null. So what I'm wow, I was trying to record and I'm not recording. So everything is not working as I expect, but it's fine. It's fine. So internal random is non-null. Please give me some better name than internal random. I want this to keep being called random, because I think that's like, you know, the API obviously shouldn't change, and also it looks better already. But internal random. Okay, RNG. Random number generator. Okay. And now we can just do this, right? Fixed. Because, so before it was like, hey, random can be null, and now you're doing this, and that's terrible. But if I do that, I'm like, oh yes, RNG is never null. So you're good. Good job, Filip. Okay, what's going on now? Oh, finally, yes. So that's cool. RNG. Okay, that's that for this function. Generate word pairs is now null safe, it seems. All right. What's next? Ooh. Non-nullable instance as camel case must be initialized. Weird. Okay, this is the same thing. It's just what? Yeah, I don't need this. There was not needed, and oh, this is like so these things are basically like cached some so basically, unless you actually ask the class word pair for Pascal case, which is something like this, or keyframe, you know, unless you ask it for it, then it won't generate it, because that's pretty, you know, it's a pretty expensive thing to do. You have to capitalize and you know, create a new string, and so because we're using this in like we're literally using it in main UI thread of a Flutter application, I wanted to make sure that this doesn't initialize like 4 different strings for and 3 of them will never be used, right? Maybe even more. All 4 of them will never be used. So so the conundrum is, what do we do with this? So there's a string that we hope should be non-nullable, right? Like, we don't want ever to show you like a camel case thing and it's null. But we also don't want to immediately initialize it. We do it sometimes later, and for that there's the late keyword. So you can say, you know what, late, and the same here. Computers think I'm still watching for other failures, like me not being able to do something, or you not being able to hear me, but so far good. Does non-nullable without default even work with named parameters? Because technically they are optional. Yes, good point. So Moritz has a very good point about, like, hey, if it's optional, let's see, if it's optional and non-nullable, you're basically saying, So here it's basically saying, because I have a default, it will not be nullable, right? Like, because if you omit max syllables or top, then it will be initialized with top default, which is a constant. This one we've already covered, but Moritz is asking, but hey, like, what about if I have a bool awesome, right? And now it's like, wait, like, you have an optional thing, and you're not assigning to it. And basically, I can read the message. The parameter awesome can't have a value of null because of its type, and no non-null default value is provided. I like. By the way, I'm really impressed by the language of the non-null messages. I think maybe it's just me, but and I can't take any credit for this. But to me, considering how weird of a topic this is, and how hard it is to, at least for me, to understand some of these things, they're very well presented, and I almost immediately know, oh, okay, so this, why is it should be non-null, and now I'm basically assigning a null to it. So for that, we have kind of promoted the required keyword. So before, you could do this with some package, and it would basically say, like, whenever someone called your generate keyword pairs and they omitted the named parameter called awesome, and you had this, it would be a lint error, like it would be a warning, like, hey, like this is required and you're not providing it. With non-nullability, you can just use this. So one of the migrations will be just basically removing the at, and now it's like, it's an error to not provide the name the optional parameter. And so the reason why, like, I guess why this is cool, because lots of times you want the API like that, especially like Flutter uses it all the time, right? So you have no positional parameters. There's nothing that you have to give to generate word pairs, like here, right? There's nothing, but you can add things as named parameters, and it's also, and then it's more readable, like the Flutter UI code is more readable, because like you have to say, like, this is a child, and not just like, oh, this is child because it's on position number 4 or whatever, right? So yeah, and by the way, and you can see now it's not a lint anymore, it's the name parameter awesome is required, and now it's an error to not provide it. So I could do like awesome true, and I'm done, right? So that's cool. No problem, Moritz. So yeah, so we are gonna remove the awesome parameter, and let's go to the next one. So this one is nullable s string must be initialized. Okay, so is that another one of these? Yeah. So that's a late. Did I talk about the late keyword? I think I did a little bit. Yes. So basically, this is a little. This could be dangerous, right? So like, you're basically saying, hey, trust me, static analysis. You should trust me, because I am saying that before anyone accesses s string, I will provide it with value, right? And so here I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen, because when someone this is s string is a private field, I'm only using it in this one place, and I'm reading it with this. So which means basically read this and use it for the return value. But if it's null, then this is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but this is basically saying, like, if it's null, then assign this, and then return it. And from now on, string will be this. And from now on, next time string, this getter is called, we will just use the already generated string, so we don't need to do it anymore. And I think this is an error. I think this is a bug of the analyzer, because I'm pretty sure. We'll see. I'll run it and we'll see, because so the analyzer has a point. If this is not null, then how come this is null? I mean, then this doesn't make sense. So yes, it will be read. It will be read before I first assign a value to it. So I'm not sure if this is probably going to crash, but we'll see. Argument of null can be assigned to parameter string. Oh, see, so this is great. Like I have an assertion here that's like, hey, you can have a null as one of the parameters, and now that class of errors is just like, that's not gonna happen even like in the while coding, right? So I can do just boo, nope, and notice is like, hey, the operand can't be null, so the condition is always false. What are you talking about? Why are you checking for this? Come on. So so that's cool. I will then, yeah, I can remove that whole test. Feels great. And then what else is there? Count is null. Please provide number of syllables. Right, yeah. So this is not even try parse. This is just like you have to have, by this point you have to have count assigned to some number. And the analyzer knows this. Parse will always return int, right? Yes. Yes. So it's like if there was try parse here, then I would be worried that this could be null, right? And it even tells me, hey, you're assigning like a nullable int to a non-nullable int. What I'm doing. So this is parse. I'm being harsh there. So I'm basically, I can do this. What does this throw? Format exception. Whenever. Okay, so on format exception. Oh, okay. I'm frozen. I hope not. Okay, so this actually either fails because there's this can fail if there is an iterable element error. What's going on? Okay, I can do that. Okay. What? Hello? Why? Is anyone... Okay. The arrow handler in 22 should be in the catch. Yes. Yes, that's correct. I'm just... I was gonna move it over there, but I want to... I don't like just catching like any error, so I would like to say, like, hey, if it's an... Why isn't this... I'm sorry, this is not this. This. So this is in core, and it throws an iterable element error. And that's like... I can't catch it? Oh, it's just state error. Alright. Alright, state error then. Alright, I don't know if I want this. So syllable count is... So provided syllable count is not an integer, syllable count not provided. This should be another code, right? There's like, I think you normally return exit code 2 when the inputs are wrong. And you know what, I'll just do this for now. This is not why we're here, so... Alright, so now we know. This should be like a usage. Yeah, I just can't, I can't. So void print usage. Also this. Okay, I'm a little happier now. Cool. This, considering that I will throw out this whole code, I don't know why I'm doing this, but anyway. All right, so yeah, and we have this problem here, and we'll see what happens when I run it. So I can run tests, but I should do the enable experiment. See, I don't even remember. Enable experiment non-nullable. Okay, let's run the tests. Uh-oh. Oh, I didn't pop get. What? One other cool thing is... So I can't use... So my normal Dart is the stable one. But I have downloads, Dart SDK, bin Dart with the version of this. And another thing that is new in the development version of Dart is that it allows you to run all the things similar to like Flutter command that can, like, you can Flutter run and Flutter analyze and Flutter format and stuff like this. So Dart pub-get works now, which kind of makes it, you know, makes your path a little cleaner now. It will at some point. We can remove the other commands. So all right, dependencies are solved. Let's see. Can you still hear me? Cool. Ooh. The method has what? 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 HTTP? What was that? Is it the test framework somewhere? That's weird. It's possible. All right, so I don't know why. Let's see if I can run the bin then, the example. Am I doing it here or here? Evidently here. Oh, I was okay. So pub run test. Let's see. I'm not sure if the tester actually. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Fail to precompile test. Oh, maybe it's because test is not nullable yet. Let's try Dart example, English word example, and now it should just print. So it will probably fail, but generally, if you just run this, you would run. I mean, it will just print forever different combinations of words. Yep. All right. So this requires the non-nullable language feature to be in it. Oh, Filip. But again, what good work with what? I'm such a goof. What? You know what? I'll just use my normal terminal. So this is English words, and I was doing this. see how big of a hacker I am. Enable experiment not non-nullable, and then I was gonna do example English words. Bam. Null safety features are disabled for this library. Okay, we might need to go to Lakes and see what Michael did here. Possibly this. Also, why am I? Okay. Okay. What? I thought... Yeah. So what are we doing here? Good question. Good question, Akara. So we are trying to... so as an experiment, we're trying to convert my old package, English words, to non-nullability. And that worked well until... So I actually made it work as in like there's no analyzer errors, But now that I run it, ooh, something new. Oh yeah, okay, so this is, all right. So, oh, I didn't pub get again. Pff, classic. All right, so this is the warning that we saw before. This is still the warning that we saw before. And then we see a library can't opt out of non-nullable by default when in an NBD strong mode. So yeah, because I'm using, I guess we're not. So another bit of context. So we generally when this launches, not in tech preview, but when it actually launches, you will be able to have like a library that is nullable, and there's like in the old world, and then and you can have your own code in being non-nullable, and it will all work together. So this feature is backwards compatible, right? Of course, you will only get the full benefit of like soundness and everything when you actually have everything in non-nullable, null knife safety mode, which is gonna happen. But before that, obviously, we don't want to break everyone until everyone switches to perfect null safety. So this is why we have this. I mean, this is there's I guess a plan to make it easy to use packages that are not yet converted, but I'm not sure if it's been already implemented, because this looks like we just don't see that happening, you know, like at this point. It's like, hey, you can't opt out of non-nullable by default when in NNBD strong mode. Let me just search for this message because it's interesting. Right, so this is how I solve all my... Okay, already fixed by... Okay. Okay. Right, so this looks like it's something that is fixed, maybe. But interesting. I'm looking at all this stuff that I've never seen before. All right. So yeah, we are not in luck here, because we're basically this package definitely has some dependencies. One big dependencies, and that's string scanner. We can't really do without it, can we? Let me see. So again, this is because we're in tech preview, we have this problem. Later on, even in beta, I don't think, and even later, maybe when the version of Dart is not -14 but like -15, it's probably going to be fixed, because as you can see here, it is fixed. But I wonder what I'm using string scanner for. I'm probably not going to fix it today, but string scanner. Right, instead of regex, which is good, but where am I using it? In syllables. I still have regex, regular expressions, regexp, but where is it? Scanner. What's this? Yeah, no, this is definitely, yeah. This is well used external package. So okay, then what's going on? Then I'm out of luck here, I think, and I shall try another one. I'm not sure if I, for example, does this use an external package? Oh yeah, it does. Oh, of course it does. Yes, Petit parser. T-stats good. Quiver, really? Ah. Well, in that case, I think I am. So calculate licks does. Oh. Right. So this does. So Michael does depend on a dependency, but yeah, he's using a git override for null safety, right? Yeah. Okay. I will. What was I depending on? Maybe there's a null safety package for that. Oh yeah, string scanner. Let's see. Pub string scanner. Well, one thing I'm happy about is that I was able to remove all the static analysis errors. Let's go to GitHub. Do we have now? Oh, look at that. Awesome. Looks like we are in luck. String scanner has a null safe thing. So once again, I don't want this. I just want to just steal how Michael did it, and which means I will go here and do an emergency override for string scanner, and that would be with this, I guess. And is there an else? Yes. Hi, Aditya. Yes, I'm also a big fan of my role in the boring show. Being mostly an absolute goof is great. All right, so let's see if this works. Also, I should probably say that I'm depending on 105. All right, 105 then. Pubget. Yeah, it's just like telling me, oh yeah, you're using overridden dependencies, and now, oh, a library can't opt out of null. What? Source span? What are you talking about? Okay, I'm hitting a. Let me see the string spanner, string scanner. I wonder if. Oh yeah, this looks like this is null safe. Yes, thanks for liking Boring Show. The Boring Show. I know it's an acquired taste and maybe not for everyone, but I do like the fact that we're doing it, and I hope that more people will be doing things like that, in which you're kind of not like I'm here, not prepared, and solving issues that I didn't expect, and hopefully someone gets some kind of understanding from this. Well, you seem to like it, Kara and Aditya, so thanks for telling that. The bad news is I have no idea what to do next. So for this one, so I'll probably need to wait until an adult will tell me what's going on with this. If I am actually, if this is already done, in which case, why do I get these? Source span. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do like an override for source span. That's I think it's the last ditch effort that I'll make. Source span. Ooh. Pubget. And do I need to do everything here? Alright, did I say last effort? I meant second to last. Oh, test is also, ooh. Alright, let's do this. Okay, source span. It's already here. I meant to do this. Pubget. Once again, if you're new here, this is you shouldn't like use the tech preview of null safety to like play around with little projects, and maybe if you have like a CLI as in like very small command line only package or something like this, you can try converting it to null safe version, but don't do all this. I'm just like kind of going ahead with this thing. There will be migration tool. This is not the final version. This is a tech preview, and this is meant to be an experimentation mode, right? And you can, by the way, you don't need to go through all these if you just want to experiment. Null safety .ped.dev. Should know this. Yes. And there's these which are excellent. Like you just go and oh, this doesn't work, you fix it, and then you go to the next one. And I think John and Andrew for doing this. So I think Andrew is the one who built that. So resolving dependencies takes quite a long time. Wow, okay. I'm downloading the SDK here. It's gonna be fun. What do I do in the meantime? Let's go to Twitter. Ooh. Nice, nice. Oh, Lara, nice. Yeah. Let's look how many claps we have. Is it called claps? Applause. This is Michael and me, so I can take all the credit. And of course, this is just me talking about it instead of actually doing the work of implementing it for, like, there's been a concerted effort for a year now. So, yeah, oh, there's a response. I don't know if I, let's see. Yes. Yes. Some null safety is fun. Do, like, this is an important point, I think. All right. I think I'm just this is a rabbit hole, people. Let's see if there is another thing that I can try and do that does not really. I completely forgot that I wanted to implement wave function collapse in Dart. How far did I get? Not far. Okay, not far. Extension methods. That's probably not. Let's see. Yeah, that doesn't depend on anything. I could do that. Although that's kind of like what I wanted to do is a more real package. Century. Century is not my package. Oh, Markov chain. Do I? Oh, string scanner again. This is still working. So. Oh, I had. This looks promising. Okay, let's see. Fingers crossed. Please, 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 please. Yes. All right. So we have an error, but that's the error I was waiting for the past maybe half an hour. So this is basically telling me, hey, you have a string here that you're saying it's late and initialized, which means you told me, Filip, this is Dart talking to me. You told me that where's word pair? No. You told me, sir, that this will not be accessed, as in, like, you won't read from this variable before first putting something in it, and I had a good, indication that something's wrong when it told me, hey, like, the left operand can be null. You're saying, and now you're so, like, why do you have this here? Like, like, this basically says, like, if this is null, then run this and assign it to this and then return it. Whew. So what we're doing now is basically late was not the right thing for this, unless, yeah, we would have to have like a boolean, for example, that says, like, have I ever like assigned to this, and then it might make sense to check. But you can't check for null when it's a non-nullable thing. and when you're saying I will never read from this when it's null. So I think the correct solution is to say this, and now it should work. So basically you're like, yeah, this will be null, but I'm saying that it's not. Actually, it's possible that because all class members are late initialized in Dart, I think this optimization might even be like a premature optimization, because what that means is that if you do something like final int equals and then some computation, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure what happens is that something is only computed when you're actually accessing it for the first time. Although then you will, yeah. But that doesn't help, does it? Anyway, let's see if I fixed it. Did I fix it? Oh yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, flat rank, faint bridge, bird wake, strong skin, and grain fee. Exactly the kinds of startup names that I want right now. And also, what can I do? Yeah, I can also do. Pair is p dot camel case, since I talked about it, or Pascal case. I talked about Pascal case, which will just do this. Oh, I should also print it maybe. Sometimes it's good to print stuff. See, and now like troop rod, trail wing, skirt place, bread rib, and dry face. I just like, whenever I read the output of English words, I grieve on wet fish. I just want to like start a startup somewhere, because sand juice. These are great. By the way, it seems like it's just a random combination of two words, but it's actually like I'm taking care that it's just disyllabic, so there's just two syllables, cache warmth, peak piece, because that's what sounds good, right? So like, you know, Facebook, and you know, Minecraft, and you know, Google. It's two syllables, but Google is not a pair, but Facebook, Minecraft, Skyrim, all these things are two syllabic things, and so I thought, hey, that would be cool to have. Yeah, it works pretty well for like, if you're thinking about a good kind of random startup name or something, then I encourage you to look at two syllable combinations. And also, and I should say also, it's even more weird, because I also check that if you put these two words together, it will really make two syllables, because some two words, so drink rice, well, you know, it's drink is one syllable, rice is one syllable, drink rice two syllables. Sometimes it's I don't have a good example for you, but if it's there could be one monosyllabic word, second monosyllabic word, but if you put them together, it's three syllables, because there's like an interference. English is weird. All right. Okay. yes, people are excited about the boring show, which is great. Yes, NLP. Yes, NLP. I can't. I mean, I'm not talking about it here, but natural language processing, especially natural language generation, is my jam. So it's great to hear someone or see someone also interested in this. Programming can be fun or frustrating. It's very emotional for a lot of people. Yes. I'm glad that people are just like talking to each other. Chucklefish. Those words do not seem like startup names. What? What are you talking about? Trailwing? Warm sales? Let's super startup it. All right. Enough of that. So I think one last thing that I want to do is because this is so much fun, and I've so what we did so far, we got rid of all the analyzer errors. We converted English words to non-nullability, all null safety, and we only have like five question marks, which is great. All these other things we didn't touch, right? So even though they were meant, all of them as like, you know, in the world before null safety, it actually works really well. Like, you know, like in the old world, I was like, I didn't know that word would be non-nullable, but it is, and it's fine. Fine. Yeah, as you can see, like I have all these potential like bugs here, basically, right? Like, what if word was actually null? Then I'm in big trouble all over here. But no, right? So this is cool, and I did not touch this whole file. I obviously did not touch this one. Tests I did not touch, and that reminds me that I want to run tests now, because I think what we did here, and once again, this is only because we're in the tech preview world. We also did this test. So test is null safe, which means I can do pub dart pub run test, null safe test, oh, path is, aww. Okay, test is might not be nullable, unfortunately. Or, oh. Why do I have a benchmark here? Okay. Oh no, did I? This might take some time. So yeah, I did. Ooh, okay, good. Let's see. Precompile is very, very anxiety-inducing thing. Yeah, what's going on? Come on. Test core. You are enabled, dude. Let's see. Let's see what the others do. Yeah, what's going on? You know what? I am fine with this. Yes, I'm fine with this. So tests don't work. Maybe I can just run the test. I'm not. Let's see if I just run the test. So Dart test word pair test. Yeah, all right, that's fine. So to summarize, we announced null safety tech preview today. Sound null safety is a big deal. I have there's a project by Michael that where you can download and you can go through some pretty big hoops to actually make it work on your computer and in your IDE and everything. And but then you can play with null safety. That's where we are currently, is that we're not ready for you to migrate anything or to like build a new package that is fully null safe, but you can experiment and give us feedback. So not even like Flutter is not null safe yet, and you just like you have to do a small package like the one that you'll see here, and there will be migration tools later. So you would do a lot of extra work that you would then have to throw away anyway. So yes. Oh, did you forget enable experimentals? Yes, Moritz. Wait a minute. Are you giving me false hope? Enable experiment null non-nullable. Thank you, Moritz. Thank you. You did it. We did it. Which means I can do pub run test maybe and do all the tests. Pub run test. Okay. Yeah. I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, yeah, exactly. It's great. It feels good to. So yeah. So the tests work. I don't know what I did. What I need to do to make this work. Okay, but oh, this is actually. I thought it was just a small warning, but it's actually they're ignoring it. So let's do. Okay. Is it here or I don't know? Enable experiment non-nullable. I'm nullable. Okay. So here? No, what? So like this, pub run dash dash. Yes. Yes. All right. Cool. So yeah, we passed all the tests. The skips were there before, so that's fine. This is awesome. So yeah, what I learned today is it's very easy to forget to do the dash dash experiment or forget something. It's also very easy to not be able to run anything because currently we don't support the backwards compatibility, but it will get better. So yeah, once again, please don't don't do this at home. It's completely useless. You will get a migration tool. It will be much easier even without the migration tool. And but if you're adventurous and if you want to be like kind of on the bleeding edge, you can download the current development version of Dart 290 and play with it. I guess I will, for the sake of like historical accuracy, I will actually save this as a branch on English words, and I will see if this change that I did in the past hour will be usable when the feature actually lands. All right, thanks for watching. This was interesting. Let's see my face now. I will hopefully see you either next week or don't forget that there's a Flutter Day coming, which I will be in for a little while. But yeah, but these awesome people, I will be talking to Kenzie actually, but these amazing people, including Kenzie, are going to be the main stars, and Bob is one of the people who implemented null safety, so he'll be talking about that. So that's great. Kenzie is going to talk about DevTools, which she's building. So that's great. Yeah, someone's like, Flutter Day? Yes, Flutter Day. All right, thank you for watching. And I will shut up and stop the stream if I can. And yeah, thanks for being there. Yeah, I'm repeating myself.